So the topic today, folks, is should Karrion Kross get a much bigger push from the WWE than he's currently getting? And it would appear that there's a lot of fan support for Karrion Kross, especially as of late. Now, Karrion Kross, having debuted in the WWE with a loss to Jeff Hardy, and then being stuck in a absolutely ridiculous gimmick where he had to wear a gimp outfit to the ring, certainly was done no favors by the WWE. He then formed a sort of a loose connection with the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering that went nowhere. Ultimately, Paul Ellering and the Authors of Pain were released, leaving Karrion Kross on his own. And despite the fact that Karrion Kross was really given nothing by the WWE, he's managed to get himself over, playing sort of a devil's advocate type character that has a little bit of the feel of the old Sean O'Haire character, if you remember that. And despite the fact that he really doesn't wrestle very much, the fans have really taken to him. And I can see why. If you watch some of the videos of Karrion Kross outside the ring when he's on interview shows or various podcasts, he's someone who's very articulate. He's someone who appears to really care about the business and really care about the fans, and someone who is willing to do whatever it takes to get himself in a better position in the federation that he's working for. Of course, the key element is how serious does the WWE take Karrion Kross? And there, of course, is the element that a lot of people don't find his matches to be all that entertaining. They find his backstage banter to be entertaining. They find his character acting to be entertaining. But a lot of people don't seem to find his wrestling very entertaining. And that has some shades of Bray Wyatt. You know, we heard that with Bray Wyatt. Well, he's great outside the ring. He's a very creative person. He's very entertaining, but when it comes right down to the wrestling, it's sort of just, mediocre and doesn't live up to the hype of the build-up. And let's hope Karrion Kross, if he does get that push, doesn't fall into that category. Now, Karrion Kross has basically gotten himself over. As we said, the WWE's done him no favors since he arrived in the WWE from NXT. But certainly this is the best work that he's done since arriving in the WWE. And I think this is probably his one big chance to get something done here. Now, his contract is coming up, from what I hear, and it'll be interesting to see if the WWE, A, does sign him, and B, how long they sign him for. I think that'll be the ultimate tell. If Karrion Kross signs a multi-year contract, then certainly you would think they're going to use him. If he signs a one-year deal or he doesn't sign at all, then obviously the WWE really doesn't have a lot of plans for him. Now, the current angle with Sami Zayn is very good because, of course, if you're working with Sami Zayn, you're working with someone who's very, very good at plot lines. Sami Zayn is a very good actor when it comes to emoting and getting his lines right and reading it very naturally as if, it's not a script. Sami Zayn is excellent at that, and Karrion Kross is really good at that too. So they have the right two people in here, and ultimately I think this is probably going to lead to Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross striking up some sort of a partnership of some kind. So the question is, does Karrion Kross deserve this push? Well, it depends on who you talk to. I think the fans are probably about 60-40, and he's starting to win them over more and more. If he can pick up the pace a little bit in his wrestling, his in-ring wrestling, I think the rest of it's going to take care of itself because he has a lot of charisma. He's well-spoken. He's able to do exactly what the WWE wants him to. And let's face it, he's gotten himself over to a large extent, despite the fact that the WWE did their best to make sure he never would. So the case of Karrion Kross is a very interesting one, and it's one to keep your eye on, because the next couple of months is going to tell the story. If Sami Zayn simply vanquishes Karrion Kross, then I would imagine that you're going to see Karrion Kross just fade into the sunset of obscurity here in the WWE. But if Sami Zayn forms some kind of an alliance, as I suspect he may, then there has to be some long-term plans, at least until WrestleMania for Karrion Kross. Not really sure when his contract is up. I've been hearing different rumors that it is coming up and that no negotiations have happened yet. But given his current popularity, you would think the WWE would certainly try to sign him. So what's your feeling about Karrion Kross? Let's hear from you guys, and we'll post the results here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon with more Wrestle Chat Radio.